In the grand tapestry of human history, few civilizations wove tales as vivid and terrifying as those of ancient Greece. Their myths, a potent blend of adventure, intrigue, and horror, introduced us to a pantheon of gods and monsters that continue to fascinate and terrify us today. Among these, certain creatures stand out as nightmares given form, lurking in the shadows of our collective unconscious. These are not your run-of-the-mill mythical beasts. They are the cream of the crop when it comes to terror, the stuff that would make the bravest warrior break their armor and the stoutest heart skip a beat. Now let's embark on a journey back to the roots of horror and unveil 10 unbelievably terrifying monsters from Greek mythology you never knew existed. Number 1. Chimera, the fire and sulfur monster. Let's begin with the Chimera, a creature so terrifying it was said to have ignited a deadly war between the gods and the giants. Picture a horrifying fusion of multiple animals, a goat's head sprouting from a lion's body, ending in a serpent's tail. This beast was no mere monstrosity. It breathed fire and sulfur, scorching the earth and casting an everlasting shadow of fear. The Chimera wasn't just a product of some dark corner of the earth. No, this abomination was the offspring of two equally fearsome beings. Typhon, the monster with 100 heads, and Echidna, the monster with a woman's face and a snake's body. The sheer monstrosity of its lineage foreshadowed the terror it would unleash upon the world. But the Chimera's reign of terror was not destined to last forever. Its hubris, believing itself invincible, led to its demise at the hands of the hero Bellerophon. Yet the tale of the Chimera serves as a stark reminder of a time when monsters roamed freely, challenging the very foundations of the human world. No. 2. The Lernaean Hydra, a multi-headed swamp horror. Next we plunge into the murky depths of the swamps where the Lernaean Hydra lurked. This beast wasn't just one creature, but a horrifying multitude, boasting 7 heads atop a single body. And if that wasn't enough, each time one of its heads was severed, 2 more grew to replace it. This meant that slaying the Lernaean Hydra wasn't a task for the faint of heart. It took the strength and cunning of the hero Hercules to finally subdue it. But even then, the victory was hard-won. Hercules, after shooting one of the Hydra's heads, discovered that the wound quickly healed. Faced with this seemingly impossible challenge, he made a crucial decision. He tied off the severed necks with reeds to prevent the regrowth of new heads. Then, with his sword dipped in Hydra's poisonous blood, he wiped away the poison from his own arrows and used them against the remaining heads. The Hydra was slain, leaving behind a testament to the tenacity and adaptability required to conquer even the most terrifying of beasts. No. 3. The Impusa, a shape-shifting child-eater. Now let's turn our attention to a creature whose monstrosity lay not just in its physical form, but in its predatory nature. This Gorgon, known for its shape-shifting abilities, was particularly dreaded for its taste for human flesh, especially the flesh of children. Imagine the horror of parents knowing that their unsuspecting kids could be taken away by this child-eating monster. The Impusa's true form was truly horrifying, yet she often chose to appear as a beautiful young woman. Alluring and deceptive, she would lure unsuspecting travelers, especially fathers of young children, into her lair under the pretense of seeking help. Once inside, however, she would reveal her true colors, assuming her monstrous form and devouring both adults and children. The tale of the Impusa is a chilling reminder of the dangers of trusting appearances and the lengths a monster might go to satisfy its bloodlust. No. 4. The Sphinx, a creature of enigma and terror. From the child-eating Gorgon, we now turn our gaze to the enigmatic Sphinx, a creature whose origins lie in the distant past, shrouded in mystery. The Sphinx, with its lion's body, eagle's wings, a woman's face and venomous claws, was a creature of both enigma and terror. This being didn't just prowl the night, it posed riddles to travelers, and those who failed to answer correctly were met with a gruesome demise. The Sphinx's presence was a constant source of dread, casting an ominous shadow over the land. It wasn't until the hero, Oedipus, unraveled the enigma that the curse of the Sphinx was lifted. No. 5. Cerberus, the 3-headed dog of the underworld. Descending further into the realm of the dead, we encounter Cerberus, the fearsome 3-headed dog that guarded the entrance to the underworld. This monstrous canine was no ordinary animal. It had the power to seal the souls of the dead within the underworld, ensuring they never returned to the land of the living. The very sight of its 3 menacing heads, each equipped with a pair of sharp ears and a gaping mouth filled with sharp teeth, was enough to strike fear into the hearts of even the bravest mortals. To cross the river Styx and reach the underworld, travelers had to appease Cerberus, a feat easier said than done. But the chilling truth was that once one entered the underworld, there was no coming back. And it was Cerberus's role to ensure that this never happened. No. 6. The Harpies, sinister bird women of myth. Now let's take flight with the Harpies. Sinister bird women who carried out the will of the gods. These terrifying creatures with the bodies of women and the wings and claws of birds were more than just beasts. They were agents of retribution, taking the vilest criminals away to serve as sacrifices to the gods. The very sight of these monstrous creatures, shrieking as they swooped through the skies, was enough to send shivers down the spines of mortals. Their speed and agility knew no bounds, allowing them to snatch their victims and deliver them swiftly to their dark destinations. The Harpies weren't just swift and vicious, they were also incredibly patient. They were known to wait for months, watching and waiting for the perfect moment to strike. When it came, however, they were quick and merciless. No. 7. Scylla, a monstrous sea creature with 12 feet and 6 heads, plunging back into the depths of the sea. We come face to face with Scylla, a creature so terrifying it gave even the most experienced sailors nightmares. Imagine a grotesque amalgamation of dog, lion and humanoid forms, all twisted together and attached to a massive rock near the strait between Sicily and Italy. Not only was Scylla a visual horror, but it was also a relentless predator with 12 feet, each ending in a cruel claw, and 6 heads, each adorned with a triple row of sharp teeth. Scylla was a nightmare made real. This creature didn't just lurk in the shadows. It actively hunted ships passing by, dragging sailors into the water and tearing them limb from limb. For those unfortunate enough to find themselves in the waters near Scylla, survival meant facing a choice: be devoured by the monster or drown in the struggle. Number 8. The Minotaur, a creature of labyrinth and bloodlust. Now let's venture into the heart of the labyrinth and confront the Minotaur. A creature whose very existence represented the darkness that lurked within the human psyche. Half man and half bull, the Minotaur was a symbol of uncontrollable primal instincts. It wasn't just the beast's hybrid nature that made it terrifying, but also its insatiable bloodlust. This monster prowled the labyrinth, preying on anyone who stumbled into its domain, making the labyrinth not just a place of confusion, but a death trap. The Minotaur's strength and ferocity were legendary, and only the hero Theseus dared to face it. In a final showdown, Theseus outsmarted the beast and slew it, freeing the labyrinth and its prisoners from the Minotaur's reign of terror. No. 9. Medusa, a gorgon whose gaze could turn men to stone. Among the most recognizable figures in mythology, Medusa stands out as a symbol of both fear and fascination. Often depicted as a woman with snakes for hair and a visage so hideous it could turn men to stone, Medusa was far from just a pretty face. Her origins traced back to the first generation of Gorgons, monstrous female creatures with wings and sharp claws. What truly made Medusa terrifying was her gaze. A single look from her eyes could petrify anyone who dared to meet them. Heroes like Perseus, armed with only a shield and a keen wit, ventured into her lair to slay her. And though the stories vary, the outcome is always the same. Medusa's head, severed from her body, continues to retain its petrifying power, a testament to the enduring terror this Gorgon inspired. Number 10. Typhon, the father of monsters. Finally, we turn our attention to a monster so colossal and chaotic, it was said to have shaken the foundations of the cosmos itself. Typhon, this giant, born from the union of Gaia, the earth, and Tartarus, the primordial deity of the underworld, was a force of pure elemental energy. Imagine a creature with 50 arms and 50 heads, each capable of spewing fire and brimstone, wreaking havoc wherever it went. Typhon's rampage wasn't just a display of brute force, it was an assault on the very order of the universe. The gods, fearing the destruction he wrought, sent their most powerful warriors to subdue him. The battle that ensued was a clash of epic proportions, shaking the heavens and the earth. In the end, Zeus, king of the gods, struck Typhon down, hurling him into a volcano on the island of Sicily. Yet even in defeat, Typhon's legacy lived on in the form of monsters, a grim reminder of the chaos that lurks beneath the surface of our world. As we conclude our journey through these terrifying tales, remember that the monsters of Greek mythology weren't just products of a bygone era. They continue to resonate in our modern world, serving as potent metaphors for the darkest aspects of human experience. Each creature, with its unique blend of physical monstrosity and symbolic meaning, forces us to confront the fears that have haunted humanity since the dawn of time.